going around the table, do you consider yourself a feminist?
No.
No?
I've always said no.
I mean, you are, though.
How?
For sure. You just are. I mean, there's no getting
I'm not a
around it.
radical feminist, maybe that, but I'm not.
I think people confuse feminism with wokeism.
Maybe. Because whenever they break it down on here, though, they kind of synopsisize the two. Because I don't think that we are oppressed or whatever. No, I don't think.
Are you a feminist?
Yes, but definitely not woke.
You probably are a bit on the woke side.
What makes me woke?
Well, what you use the word. What to you is woke?
Like I said, I don't agree with either extreme side, left or right. You
kind of have to be woke though to be in an open relationship. It's kind of like a synonym. Like,
let's say one side.
I don't think anyone who's not woke will be in an open relationship.
Yeah. Let's say one side is based. We say the word based for one side, and then woke for the other.
Mean?
Whatever the opposite of woke is.
Okay, but
what
what's
would be whatever you think woke means?
No.
Whatever
what do
you think that is,
means?
right? We're drawing the parallel, try to figure out your stance.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out what you define so that I could say whether or not I agree with that.
So that was a woke statement.
So I just want to make sure.
Why?
That was very woke of you.
So I just want to make. So
it's like the whole.
If you guys can't arrive within a minute, I'm moving it on.
So I just want to make sure, right? Does woke mean something to you?
Extreme far left.
Okay, great. So then whatever the opposite of woke would be, right?
Extreme
Let's
far
say
right.
it's based, right? What does extreme far right entail? What does that mean?
Well, I think that just means, like you had said earlier, people who deck out their freaking shit in MAGA stuff and who are like brutally, if you don't agree with me, you're gonna rot in hell, that type of person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then far left means?
Far left means that they think that people on the far right side are just never going to agree, or we're never going to find like that middle ground, and that we're just too separate to be able to like come back into the middle.
That doesn't tell me anything about far left beliefs.
Far left beliefs?
Yeah. What are they?
I gave you guys an opportunity to wrap this up.
Yeah.
So you guys each have.
I need to know. It's important because if you say I'm not this thing, right? And if I say woke is far left, and I ask you what a far left belief is, and you say it just so happens to coincide with your beliefs, then that would make you a far leftist, right?
Yeah, but
so what's a far left belief?
I just said a far left belief is like the idea that we're too separate, and that also the people.
What?
No, that's a belief.
The far right could believe that. Like, what does that do with an actual belief of the far left?
Opposites.
Yes. So
exactly.
So both of them think they can't get along. Great. What is an actual far left belief?
I guess a far left belief would be like, oh, you used my wrong pronouns, and then they go off on you. Or
do you think people should use the correct pronouns?
It depends on how close you are with the person. If you're going to see them all the time, then yes.
That sounds far left, then, right?
Yeah. Why?
That's what the left. That's a far left viewpoint.
Far left. Why is that a far left? And what's wrong with that?
It's nothing wrong with
Whether
it.
there's something wrong with it or not, we're just trying to figure out the viewpoint system.
The far left believes that
I feel like that's just a left belief.
We don't like to say pronouns.
Well, then what is a far left belief?
Far left belief is the people that literally are like, you don't respect me, you don't respect my pronouns, you need to respect me just because I'm trans, like I deserve all these things.
Don't you think people should respect people just because they're trans?
I think people should respect people, period.
So that would entail then that you think that people should be respected just because they're trans.
Not just because they're trans, but because they're a human being. Yeah,
that's a left.
Yeah,
far
but
left
also
belief.
How is that a far left? I feel like that's just a normal.
That's far right. Do not believe in respecting
I believe it too, but that is what a far left. Like today, that is stereotypically a far left belief.
Yeah, I'm just trying to differentiate.
Like, the fact that you even like agree with that stuff and like give into it, that's a far left.
It's not even a trick.
I don't agree with the people that rage out. You know what I'm talking about?
That's like a social justice warrior or something. Like, but we're talking about far left.
I don't agree with the people that freaking.
I get it. I get that you don't like the fact that there's people who yell and scream and rage out. I'm not even asking about that. What I'm asking about is there's a belief of a far leftist, and the belief itself, not the spurging out about the belief, but the belief itself that you disagree with is this thing.
That people are entitled to more than just because they're part of the LGBT community. I don't agree with that.
What far leftist thinks that you're entitled
I've
to more
met
than?
a lot.
What does that mean?
It means that they think that they are better than everybody else and they are more deserving of opportunities and they should be given a job just because they're trans and
She's right.
stuff like that.
Okay, now
there are people like that.
Got it.
And that's what I would think is woke.
So
people
that's
that are that extreme.
Yeah, so there's one.
with it.
So there's one thing.
Okay.
Give me another thing.
Why? You just asked me for the one thing.
Yeah, now I'm asking
I
you for
don't
another
agree
thing.
with that. Okay. I don't know. I just don't like how intense people are on either side.
Okay.
Is that
All right.
fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Cool.
It doesn't really tell me much, but I mean, like if you were like, Andrew, what are a bunch of far right beliefs? I'd be like this and this and this and this and this and this and that. You know what I mean?
What are some far left beliefs?
Oh,
Right.
far leftist beliefs
Yeah.
would be things like socialism, universalization of healthcare, the idea of probably gun control, multiple stigmas against the idea that we need to have a nuclear family. There's like the list goes on and on and
nuclear
on.
family?
Yeah.
But for
You meant to say that we don't need.
that
No,
we
I said
don't
a
need to do.
no.
That we do?
No. Listen, I didn't stutter. I said that we need a stigma against the idea we need a nuclear family.
Okay.
There was no stuttering. I was completely 100% correct. Stand behind what I just said. But those would be like instances of, and I could keep going. Like I could keep going on far left ideals, or if you want far right ideals. And so I could tell you exactly where I differentiate between these ideals, right? So that's all I'm asking you. It's not a trick question. I'm just saying if you say I'm not on the left, I'm not a far leftist, and the reason is because I don't believe in this thing the far left believes in. That's all I'm asking.
Okay, well, I could give you a bunch of reasons as to why I'm not far right. I do lean more towards the left. I just don't.
Yeah, but what differentiates you from a far leftist? Like, I know I'm a right-wing nutcase. Like, I know I'm on the furthest right. You can't get more right. But what is that? Like, ultimately, I can say that, and I could give you the differentiate between me and, like, centrists and leftists and far leftists and this type of thing. So what
I'm gonna be
differentiates
real with
you from the far left?
I just have met a lot of people that are super intense with like, oh, I'm better than everybody else because I'm left and because I'm this and because I'm that. I don't agree with that. But I don't actually know a lot of the super far left beliefs. I just know that I follow
Because they sound
more
like your
on the left.
beliefs to me, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. They do.
I agree more with the left than I do the right. That's all that I'll
Okay.
say.
All right.